All right, hopefully real quick, this is going to be how to use your drawing tool to do some things associated with your Google site. Again, we want to come to your Google Drive and hit new, and then you're going to again kind of go to your more, and then you can go up here and we're going to select Google Drawings. When you click on Google Drawings, it's going to open up a page like this, which I've kind of already used before. I've already given it a title because I know what I want to do with it. So you're going to be asked to maybe make some illustrations or to mark up some things, and we can do it in here. It's going to save it as an image file, and then if you need to insert them into a Google slide, excuse me, a site, you would be able to. So just a handful of things that we're going to be able to use up here. Definitely going to be using the insert in a lot of cases. So if I ask you to give me some stuff about a book, which is what mine's already titled, kind of what I could do is I could search the web. That would be one easy place. So if I want to try to find an image of a book to be able to use, if I'm trying to ask you to show me the forces acting on a book. Again, you could use a lot of these, but you want to think which is a good appropriate one to use if I want to illustrate something and show something. I just clicked on this one. It's way bigger than I want it, so we can kind of adjust the size of it as we need to. And once we get it here, then we can start adding some stuff around it. Now, anytime you select an object like this, if you want to add a border to it, you can add borders. So there's 3 little buttons right here that can do borders for us if you want to. So if you just click on it now, you'll notice it gives you a border. If you want to change the color of the border, well, you can change the color of the border. If you click back on it, you want to change anything about the border, you want to make it thicker for some reason, we can make it thicker. If we just want to make it kind of go back away, we can make it transparent and it goes back away. Some other things that we'll be needing to add to some of our drawings might be a text box. So if you need to kind of indicate something on here, we can type our words in here. And then at this point, again, we can do just like we did with the box around this. If I want to add a box or border, I can add a box or border. If I want to change colors with it, I can change colors with it. If I want to make it bigger, notice when I highlighted the words, I got some extra options over here. Now this becomes just like a Google document where I can change the size of the font or bold it or do a number of different things with it in terms of centering it. I can do a lot of stuff right there. Other things that you're going to be asked to do, again, you might need to illustrate a shape. So you could draw a box if you needed to. Look at that, fantastic box. Again, you can edit it as well and how it looks. Notice when I clicked on the box, we have a paint thing that wasn't here when we click on the book. And so if I don't really want that blue there, I could change the color, or I could make it go away by hitting transparent. Again, if I want to make the box thicker, I can make it thicker with the options that we have up there. So if you need to edit something, click on it. And then as it's selected, you can do some different things up here. With this being a unit on forces and Newton's laws, we're going to be talking about vectors again. One of the things with vectors is using shapes. And so one of the default shapes we have up here is the arrow. You can click on that button. It gives you lines, arrows, and some other things that you can kind of mess around with. But we'll be inserting arrows. And so if you click on the arrow button, then we can draw an arrow. Notice I'm holding the mouse down as I'm doing this. So once I click, if I hold it down, I can adjust where it goes, what direction, how long to make it. Once I get the arrow, again, I can do the same things I did with the book. If I want to make it thicker, so it's a little easier to see. If I want to make it red so it stands out a little bit better, I can do that. We may be using multiple arrows. And if you don't want to have to make adjustments on the thickness and size, one of the things you can do is to just click again, and it'll basically make the same arrow. I just do like I just did, which is once you get a whole bunch of things on here, you got to be careful of what you're clicking. So I can move this over, and then if I wanted to make it point down, I could put the base of the arrow here. I can move the head of the arrow down like this. Again, just to kind of be consistent. So I didn't have to hit the same arrow button again. If I click on this, another thing I can do is if you wanted to, I can hit Control C for copy and Control V for paste, or you could just regularly click on it. And if you right click, you should be able to hit copy, right click, hit paste, and you get other arrows. And so if we wanted to adjust them and have them move around in different ways, we can do that as well. All right, just had a cat jog through the room. Fantastic. He doesn't realize I'm making a video here. So once we get everything done, again, it's going to end up automatically saving itself. But again, I would encourage you to make sure that you are, for this unit, putting a folder together so that everything gets saved in the same folder. That way, so that when you look for it, it's going to be a whole lot easier for you to find. Just stay organized with that. I don't think there's a whole lot of other stuff on here necessarily that we would be using. There's a ton of things that you can do with it if we kind of get fancy with diagrams and charts and tables, but by and large, I think so far pretty much what I've showed you is all that we really need to be doing. So then if I ask you to insert something into your Google site and you need to draw it up and show me forces, unbalanced forces, directions of forces, this is where we can come do it. And then it's going to get saved into your folder. And then you could just insert it into your site, just like you would with anything else. All right. I think that's pretty much everything. Yep. I think that'll do it for us. All right. See you later.